Hello. It's good to see you again. I know it's been a week since I have uploaded one of these. I could give you a bunch of excuses. The only thing I'll say is, and I think I've mentioned this before. When you stream part-time, so let's say you stream 4 days a week, and let's just say you stream every other day. When you stream on a Monday, all the things you should have done on Monday, you push till Tuesday. And anything that takes longer than one evening to complete is now separated between Tuesday and Thursday. And most of the time, come Thursday, the thing you started on Tuesday no longer holds any weight and you don't feel like doing it anymore. And so then you push it to the next day you have open, which is Saturday. And of course, Saturday is the weekend. And who wants to work on the weekend? All I'm saying is that when you stream consistently, the amount of little things that you need to do get pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. I was sitting at dinner with my girlfriend and my parents over the weekend, and my girlfriend said, I see you less now that you're not streaming than when you were streaming. And I didn't think that was true, but it's probably true. The amount of things that have built up over time that I've needed to do that I haven't done. And a lot of it's like general maintenance stuff, like I don't know, fixing a certain backup for a certain PC or troubleshooting a certain issue on the network, or oh my god, LaCroix burps, just stuff like that. And that stuff really built up, and still here 2 months later of not streaming on Twitch, I'm still knocking off things that I've had on lists for months and months and months. So that's kind of how I got distracted last week. Also, there was a couple, speaking of backups, one failed on my streaming PC. If that just made a noise, I'm so sorry. God damn it. A Cronus. There was a couple early days that I had at work where I had to be there. I had to leave by like 6. And it kind of sucked because there was 3 days last week that I did not run and I did not meditate. And I definitely felt it after that third day of breaking my routine. And that's the longest that I've gone of breaking said routine since I started doing this. I've gone a couple days of not going to the gym, but as far as the rest of my morning routine, like my meditation, I consider this my journaling instead of writing, because I hate writing things by hand. It hurts. I can run for miles, but ask me to write a paragraph, can't do it. But yeah, so there's just a couple early days. I'm like, you know what? I've been going hard. Let's just take a little break, a little reset. And thankfully, here we are on Tuesday, and I just got right back on the horse. Monday, waking up yesterday was pretty difficult. I meditated, and then I immediately took a faceplant nap on this desk. Like, I just put my head down and I closed my eyes for like 7 minutes after I meditated. I'm trying to figure out if there's a different way that I can move things around. I really wanted to try and meditate right after the gym. What I'm realizing is that on the days where I'm tired, meditating right after the gym, like the come down from working out and then meditating, like puts me into sleep mode and I get tired. Also, there's a way I can optimize my time. So every time I record these morning videos, by the way, there is a main topic for today that I will get to in a second. Every time I record these videos, I have to import them into Adobe Premiere and export them in a smaller file size so that I can upload them to Instagram TV. That export process usually takes 15 minutes. Instead of sitting around and fucking around on Twitter or something during those 15 minutes the video is exporting, I could be meditating. And that way I could get those 15 minutes back. Because even as early as I wake up, I still find myself needing more time because I have to leave for work by like 7:30, 7:40. But anyways, today's topic that is we're getting into now, this might be a little bit longer than 10 minutes today. There has been something circulating around the internet, not necessarily recently, but probably over the past couple months. And I understand what the context is and where it's coming from, but it pissed me off, and it still pisses me off kind of. And maybe it's just because I maybe the way that I view the statement is different than the way that the people are viewing the statement. Oh, let me take a sip. The statement is you don't have to monetize your hobbies. And I remember the first time that Weenie said this to me a couple months back. And at first I was like, just look up. But not really. I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess, because there's obviously like there's this negative connotation around streaming and mixing money in with your hobbies, and then your hobbies turn into work, and then work no longer becomes enjoyable. People get burnt out. A lot of people quit. A lot of people stop playing video games for a while. So like I said, I understand the context. But I feel like there's a whole other side of it that is completely being looked over. So let's kind of break it down. So you don't have to monetize your hobbies. They are talking about most likely people who are turning to Twitch or turning to live streaming or turning to content in order to broadcast one of their hobbies, whether it is woodworking or cooking or playing video games, you know, mixing in the monetization factor of Twitch in with their hobbies. What happens to a lot of people is people get stuck on the hustle and the grind, and they spend so much time working on said craft and trying to fit monetization into its schedule that they end up just getting burnt out. Now, for me, Twitch monetization is awesome. Okay, being able to have income surrounding the thing that you love doing most so that you can continue to do the thing that you love most is fantastic. Anybody who says otherwise, suck my nuts. It's cool. However, it can get out of control kind of fast. Twitch has never been about monetization for me. Twitch has always been about sharing what I love most with other people who love the same thing. I was actually just talking to my parents about this over lunch over the weekend. And I told my mom, like, my mom knows that I've tried a lot of drugs in the past and that I have like a history of doing drugs in my early 20s. And they talk about it openly. And I told my mom, like, you know, I told her that I was on a break. And I said, Mom, being in a place where you can just get together with a bunch of people from around the world and share and talk and learn about the things that you're most passionate about, it's like drugs. It's a high. And I didn't really have a chance to explain, like, try to put it into her perspective. Because I remember the last time I'm like, Mom, like, what are your hobbies? What do you love to do? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I like to, you know, read magazines. I'm like, and in my mind, I couldn't process that. I'm like, Mom, you wake up, you probably watch news, you go to work, and then you come home and you probably cook, you probably clean, then you read magazines, and then you go to bed, and then you, like, that's your everyday. But what I didn't understand at the time is that she's okay with that. She doesn't have like this high productivity mindset or lifestyle that she has to like upkeep to satisfy the itch inside, like I do. And I remember feeling sad for a moment. I felt sad for two reasons. One, I felt like she wasn't being honest. One, I felt like she does have a hobby and she either doesn't have the energy or the time to spend doing that hobby, or, you know, just, you know, my parents are Jehovah's Witnesses. They dedicate a lot of their time to their faith. And, you know, maybe she doesn't have time because that takes up a lot of her time, you know? And I don't know. I just remember like being sad. Like, do you actually just love reading magazines, or is like that the only thing that you can fit into your day? And so I couldn't tell my mom, like, Mom, imagine like being able to like connect with, you know, 50 of the best garden planters in the world and like get good ideas. And like every time you tried doing something within your passion and you failed, you had a group of people that you could turn to and ask and get feedback and learn. Like, broadcasting has always been about, in addition to the first point, is like everything that you do, everything that you broadcast is a chance to be criticized, It is a chance to be corrected. And I actually see that as like a huge bonus. The amount that I have learned from other people, like especially like when we just do our tech streams, when we're just sitting and just chatting and we're looking at hardware and we're looking at software and we're talking about technology and certain ways to hook things up and software to better, things in your life, being able to sit there and have people from around the world give their perspective and their experience. And it's just, that's awesome. You guys have heard me talk about this so long, 10 minutes. I don't give a shit. You guys have heard me talk about why I always thought places like Twitter and Facebook were so valuable, because especially like Facebook, there's a Facebook group for our town that probably have like 40,000 people in it. And instead of being like, let me open up Yellow Pages and find the first name under P for plumber, you can go online and say, hey, my city group, who have you had do plumbing work in your house? Who's the best? And then people can link pages to plumbers that are businesses that have ratings from other customers, and you can make an informed decision, and which equals a better outcome for you and your home and your life. And that is so effing powerful to have. So I think the whole you don't have to monetize your hobby is I understand it. I understand where it's coming from. Maybe I feel personally attacked because I've always felt like I've wanted, not that I've needed, I've wanted to incorporate the things that I love most with my live stream. But that's not because I want to monetize it. It's because I want to share it. I want to share the things that I create with other people. I want to see the things that people are creating. I just want to be in that space where people are in a common area regarding the things that they're super passionate about. And with me trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with my Twitch channel when I come back to streaming, spoiler alert, probably not coming back at the beginning of March, just saying. And like me wanting to incorporate more crafting and more cooking, like, yes, those are my hobbies. I don't want to monetize them. I'm not trying to make a cooking stream. I'm not trying to make a career out of being a successful cooking streamer. I'm not trying to make a career. I already have a career. I have a career in technology, and that's my breadwinner. But if I could make like a super tiny extra on the side, if monetization got involved in those hobbies, cool. But I think the distinction comes in, like the distinction is you have to know where to draw that line. You have to know, like, okay, money is starting to take over this particular hobby and I don't like it. My throat, I'm so dry. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to know how other people think about this. I don't think it's bad to want to incorporate. When I see this comment, I think people who are saying you don't have to monetize your hobbies because I exist in streamer Twitter, I think that is related to you don't have to stream everything that you do. You don't have to stream all your hobbies. Like, no, you don't. But don't you want to stream the thing that you're most passionate about? Don't you want to stream the thing that brings you the most joy? And when you can go 3, 4, 5 hours of streaming, not even looking at the clock because you are so heavily invested in what you're talking about and the people that you're talking with, like those are the streams that you want to have. So I say, you have to monetize it? No, but if Twitch is your way of sharing your passion and sharing your hobby, then fucking do it. And if your monetization turns into being a breadwinner, like, wouldn't you rather make money doing something that you love rather than doing something that you're not? And that's a whole kind of a contradictory statement. That's a whole nother conversation. Because in my day job, I love what I do. It exhausts the hell out of me. But I learn every day. I get to talk to people every day. I get to further my knowledge in my career. And that's all awesome. Would I want to stream being a network and IT field technician? No. Keep that totally separate. But I would, but when it comes to like the side thing, I feel like I could ramble off in another direction a lot, but I don't know that That statement always bugged me. I didn't like it, and I still don't like it, because I think people get it misconstrued. And I think that in a time like now, here in 2020, where everybody is super focused on mental health and trying not to push the hustle and grind agenda on everyone, I think it's good to be mindful of it. But when I see that and I think about it anecdotally just for myself, it's not about monetizing it. It's about sharing the things that I love with other people, and finding, you know, there's an art piece that I have bookmarked in my Amazon wish list. It's called Find the Others. And you know what? While I'm wasting time trying to stall so that I can get to this list, because I want you to read or listen to the... Here we go. It's a piece that says Find the Others, and it's a big piece. It just says Find the Others on it. Here's a description. Admit it, you aren't like them. You aren't even close. You may occasionally dress yourself up as one of them, watch the same mindless television shows as they do, but maybe even eat the same food sometimes. But it seems like the more you try and fit in, the more you feel like an outsider. Watching the normal people as they go about their automatic existences. For every time you say club passwords like, have a nice day and weather's awful today, eh? You yearn inside to say forbidden things like, tell me something that makes you cry, or what do you think deja vu is for? Face it, you even want to talk to that girl in the elevator. But what if that girl in the elevator and the balding man who walks past your cubicle at work are thinking the same thing? Who knows what you might learn from taking a chance on conversation with a stranger? Everyone carries a piece of the puzzle. Nobody comes into your life by mere coincidence. Trust your instincts, do the unexpected, find the others. And while that context is a little bit different than what did my hat land on? My hat landed on my camera. While that description kind of paints a different picture, I see this as like, find the others who are like you. Like, spend as much time as possible trying to find others. Find the others. And that's always kind of been like my journey on Twitch. And still to this day, I'm just trying to find the others. So yeah, 17 minutes. That's pretty dope. I should probably, now I need to meditate, because I got like all my energy out doing this talk thing, and I can't believe that I just talked for 17 minutes straight. But that's how it goes. Anyways, I'm sorry that I missed a week of morning videos, and I'm still just trying to figure stuff out. But everything's good. I hope you're good, and hope you have a great week. See you later. Oh my God, I haven't been recording. Just kidding.